Tünellere geldik. Şuradan galiba bilet alıyoruz. Çok yoğun, şu anda hemen girmeyeceğim. Şu yoğunluğun bitmesini bekleyeceğim. Burada hep kafeler, restoranlar var girişte. Kaldığım otele toplamda 2.4. Ben otostop çektim. Sağ olsun biri durdu. Öyle geldim. Daha herhalde ileride de yukarı doğru da yürüyeceğim. Buraya bir gireyim. Orada da başka bir şey var galiba. Oraya da gideceğim. Girince yine çekmeye devam edelim. Tura katıldım öncelikle. Yabancılarla birlikte. Kadın anlattı işte 7 tane olduğunu falan. Aynı gördüğünüz gibi kendimi de göstereyim. Yavaş yavaş girmeye hazırlanıyoruz. Tanıştırmalar yapılıyor. Gördüğünüz gibi. Şimdi girişe doğru geliyoruz. Çok az kaldı. Beraber yürüyoruz şimdi grupla. 20 km 1 km 10.95 hesabını yapın. Tabii ben kısa olduğum için eğilmek zorunda değilim buna.
So here you can see how conglomerate is looking in person. Walls of the tunnels were digged 30,000 years ago through this material. Conglomerate is a material that is raised from Ice Age. It has volcano, morphological, mineral stone, sandstone, gravel, clay, and it's not falling around when you're walking inside the tunnels. It's solid. It's stiff, and that's the reason why we're not digging tunnels. We're only removing fill-up material, which is gravel material, loose one. Inside the tunnels, everything that you're gonna see was discovered there. So we're not removing anything except that material, but putting inside wooden protection lights and posters with information. We also put this arrow, you can guide you how to walk around if you come here again to walk by yourself. You have it on every crossroad, how to go inside, and we have exit signs how to exit the labyrinth. And this is the only door open, so nobody can get lost because we still have to exit the same way how we entered. Inside the tunnels, it's always the same temperature, 12 Celsius degrees. It's not changing at all through the whole year. And you can feel the humidity. It's actually 85% of humidity in the air. But here, mostly visible because the only door is open. Here we don't have any built inside ventilators. We found natural ventilation system. Different heights of the ceilings makes air pressure going higher, lower, circling in waves, and it's enough to have only one door open. We don't have any other ones, but we're gonna feel the breeze also on every crossroad while we're walking around. Inside the tunnels, we're actually measuring the same percentage of oxygen as outside, which is really interesting because we're gonna be 30 meters below the surface, and we have really great concentrations of negative ions. Negative ions are particles that the cleaners of the air, collecting dust, pollution, toxins, everything that is bad for us. In the Boston, in the cities, we don't have that many, unfortunately, because of cars, airplane fabrics. We can only measure up to 200 negative ions per cubic centimeter. But we have really beautiful nature, mountains, hills, lakes, anywhere in the nature. There it's up to 4,000 negative ions per cubic centimeter. But here, the lowest concentration is here. It's 17,000 per cubic centimeter, the lowest one. Deeper section, far away from the door, it's up to 200,000 negative ions per cubic centimeter. That's really good for us. They can clean us from inside, they can boost immune system, regulate sugar and blood pressure, lots of amazing things they can do for us. But because of them, you're gonna breathe fine, normal, with your whole lungs while being inside the closed labyrinth. I'm gonna explain you other energy, other frequencies, everything when we go to the next place. So we're gonna continue to the first artifact. I'm gonna explain you what the artifact is, so we can now go here.
Evet. Şimdi tünelin taşların olduğu yerlere gidiyoruz yavaş yavaş.
Diyor ki hala seni ne bekliyorsun?
Hello. Hello. No estamos. Hello.
Çalışmalar da yapılıyor aynı zamanda. Gördüğünüz gibi. Halen kazılar devam ediyor. Bakın kazı burada başlamış ve durmuş. Burada da aynı. Bakın halen kazılar arabalarla.
We have one more place for sitting if anybody wants.
Ne problem? İlk taşlara geldik.
Just a second so they can pass us. So these are first artifacts that we found inside the labyrinth. Artifact is something that is artificially made, so these are really not stones, not rocks. These here are man-made ceramic blocks. Ceramic made out of mixture of clay, sandstone, water. They were baked at a really high temperature to be formed like this, as we are actually making ceramics in this modern time. But what is really interesting about them, we don't know the function for all three of them. We only know the function for this one that is egg-shaped. It has a mass of 350 kilos, and it is built from two separate pieces. It has lid, it has base. You can even see the line that connected it. When we scan the surface, inside of it we discover small pieces of quartz crystal. Quartz is mineral that is piezoelectric. When vibrates, it can change frequency to frequency. And here we detect the frequency 21 meters below the surface from underground water flow. Maybe you heard about those waters. It's bad for us to live above them, to build the houses and everything like that, because they can make negative frequency, which is geopathogenical frequency. Inside the tunnels, there's no any negative effects, of course. We don't have anything that could harm us, because we have ceramic blocks that are machines. They are transforming negative to positive. So when quartz crystal vibrates, it makes electromagnetic field. That field is 28 kilohertz frequency, which is levitation frequency. Physically not for us to fly around, of course, but for cells in bodies, they can actually relax, be relaxed. Here they can levitate, so that's the reason why it's actually good for us. But because of that frequency, it's possible to be sleepy when you're inside the tunnels, to start to yawn, to feel restful after being inside the tunnels also, because that frequency is everywhere, in all parts of the labyrinth, not just near the ceramics. When it's spreading around, it's affecting crystals that we have in the walls. Crystals are vibrating also, and makes ultrasound. When you're measuring ultrasound inside the labyrinth, it is the same as used in modern medicine for physical therapy. Good for bones, tissues, muscles, and then frequencies from 28 up to 42 kilohertz. We cannot hear that. It's quiet here, peaceful for us, but animals can, so they're not living here. We don't have bats, rats, snakes, squirrels, something like that, because they can hear it, they can feel it. Only animals that could be seen are actually a couple of spiders, but we are bringing them inside. We don't want to do that, but when we put inside with the protection, they come with what's inside. So that's also, you can say that those, I can say, before civilization, maybe use ultrasound to keep those animals outside so they can be peaceful around, safe, and walk around. So that's also the reason why we'll not see anything like that here. This is only the smallest ceramic that makes that frequency. I'm going to show you bigger ones, heavier ones, but they are still making the same electromagnetic field because size of the ceramic is equal to the size of the water below. So strategically, they put them on those spots, in those shapes and those masses above them. This is the main crossroad that we have. We're going to walk in this direction, but we're going to exit through that direction. So this is the only part of the labyrinth that you're going to see once more. It's a labyrinth, so please always stick to the group. I'm going to walk first. We're going to walk slowly. You can enjoy yourself, look around, take pictures. But when the group goes to the second location, just follow it because we have lots of crossroads that I'm not going to show you today. Here on the left side, we found symbols, so we can now continue so you can see them.
Devam ediyoruz. Birazdan hepsine dokunacağım dönerken. Şimdi öğreniyorum. Bakın burada da kazılar bir noktaya gelmiş ve devam ediyor.
So this structure is not making any frequency. It's special only because we found symbols on it. So when we discovered symbols, we called analytics so they can translate them, and they compared them to the runic symbols. Runic symbols are the oldest symbols in Europe that have a translation. The most popular ones are actually Nordic ones, Scandinavian ones, German ones, but the oldest ones are actually Hungarian runic symbols. They have the age of more than 5,000 years old. Tunnels were filled up already in that moment. They were dug before this. So we don't have runic symbols. We have proto-runic symbols, which means before runic, and we don't have official translation for them, only a possible one. Professor from South America, she came here, she compared them, she got that possible translation. It's really interesting message that she got. Gate is closed. We're at the standstill. We will have to fight to conquer until the cosmic gate is open again. So that's the possible translation for ours. Why it's not official? Because only 7 symbols were identical to the Hungarian runes. Other ones were just similar, so we cannot say it's completely official. You have to know that these are also not the only tunnels that we found. We discovered the entrances of Ravne 2, 3, 4, and 5 tunnels also. So we are doing the job in all of them all the time. So that's the reason why this message is public, because maybe we can find some more symbols that are identical to these ones. So that's the reason why it's completely public. On the next part, I'm going to explain you differences between the materials. I'm going to explain you how we're doing the job, so we can now continue with it.
Bakın burada da çalışmalar devam. Kazılar. Evet. Gösterdim yerlerde. Bakın burada da. Gayet karanlık. Gece modu bile açık oldu halde.
Kids could pass. Just stand here for a second, so my colleague could pass us. My group just here on the right side, so my colleague could pass.
Tišina dole, prelazimo drugu grupu, molim vas da ih ne ometamo. Dakle, na lijevu stranu stanite.
Pazi glavu, pazi glavu, pazi glavu. Pazi glavu.
Başka bir grup. Ama çocuklar da var.
Pazi glavu.
Bakın. Ufaklıklar. Hepsi benden uzun. Maşallah.
Ti visoki ne morate paziti, samo i mali.
No problem.
Pazi glavu, vidim.
So you can come now. Fast. We're gonna stop here. You can come here, of course. You can stand on this side also.
Oh.
So here I'm going to explain the differences between the materials. Walls of the tunnels conglomerate, I told you it's a mixture of lots of materials because it's from Ice Age. But we are not changing conglomerate. We're only removing fill-up material, which is gravel. Loose one, it cannot stand as a wall. So that's the reason why we're not digging anything. We're only removing fill-up material. And why we can say that somebody filled up these tunnels? Because we are finding dry walls in front of every tunnel, side ones and also these ones that you're walking through. This is a wall without any gluey binding material, and it was made just out of stones, river pebbles mostly. So that is actually proof that somebody filled up tunnels. Rivers don't have hands to put the walls behind. Also, it cannot be here from earthquakes because we have it everywhere. So maybe it could be one, two, but not hundreds of them. So these tunnels are actually the ones that are not leading to the center of the pyramid. You're cleaning only southeast direction because first we want to be inside the pyramid, then we're gonna come and clean the rest of the labyrinth. So that's the reason why we are finding different heights and we have that natural ventilation system. All tunnels were arched, we are finding them like that, but that's the only modification that we have to do. So when we put wooden protection, we have to make a square so it could fit actually. So that's the only thing that we're changing. But on meditation routes, we have a couple of tunnels that are still completely original, without wooden protection. That's not that huge part or something like that, a couple of meters only. But you can see how conglomerate is standing as a wall without actually collapsing. It's solid material. On the next part, we're going to have to duck down for a second. And through that part, you're going to walk through the conglomerate without wooden protection. Then we're going to sit near other ceramics so we can talk more about the things that we have here.
Halen kazılar devam ediyor gördüğünüz gibi burada. Bakın burada da daha halen tamamlanmış pek bir şey yok. Maşallah hepsinin boyu 2 metre. Benimki 1,50 olunca hiçbir sıkıntı yaşamıyorum. Kısacık boylu olmanın büyük faydası. Halen devam ediyor bakın kazılar. Burada devam ediyor. Organik metal. 2008'de.
And you can come here to stand here. Because probably one more group of the kids will pass us.
Thank you.
They have a fast tour, so they're just passing lots of things, not standing. So these are again ceramic blocks that are making the same electromagnetic field. They're just more massive than the first one. This is K1, it has a mass of 4 tons. This is K2, it has a mass of 3.5 tons. Both of them were made out of the same material. Both of them have small pieces of quartz inside. And here we have 2 underground water flows. One is flowing below this one is flowing below that one. So on the surface of this one, we found also a couple of symbols. You can see them. An arrow, E letter, some scratches, arrows here and there. We discovered them, of course, by accident, but we called an expert that came with a machine that did a laser scan, and that machine is working similar to human X-ray. So with that scan, we got this picture that is here on the poster. 24 symbols, but unfortunately, we don't know the translation for them, not even a possible one, because they are not similar enough so we can translate them like that. Here you can see how arrows are pointing to the same direction. That is the direction of the pyramid of the sun, so we of course continue to clean the tunnels. And like that, we discovered K2 ceramic block that has a mass of 8 tons. That is one of the biggest that we found inside the tunnels. That one is special because that one is only above the ground. So it has a stone pedestal below him. And they glued that ceramic to that pedestal with calcium carbonate, natural gluing material. So that is actually the reason why that one is really interesting. But also we discovered a crack on the surface. I'm going to show you that. Crack on the surface of ceramic K2 is actually a representation of water below. 21 meters below us are all waters inside the tunnels, and there one cracks in two smaller pieces because it hits a barrier, and those two smaller water streams went below these two ceramics. So that's the reason why these two also have the same function as that one, first one, or every other one. But you have to know that we also discovered K5 ceramic. That is the biggest one. It has mass of minimum 28 tons. But that one is not with a guided tour, so we are not showing that one. It's possible to go by yourself to see it. But it's protected. We had to put wooden protection in front of it to stop people from laying, sitting, walking over it. Because this one broke because of those things. So this crack was not discovered. Somebody stood on it and it broke in 3 pieces, and of course they stole it from us. So that's the reason why we had to protect K5, because it's not near us so we can look at it all the time, so we just put wooden protection. We're gonna do one small experiment near K2 so you can try to feel a frequency. It's gonna be easier for everybody, but then we're gonna continue so I can show you the water that we discovered. So we can continue now here so you can do the experiment.
Deneme yapıyorum beyler. Bakın benim boyum buraya yetiyor. En son gidelim. Şu anda oksijen acayip oldum. O kadar iyiyim ki yani anlatmaya gücüm yetmez. Evet, kazıların devam ettiği bir yer. Ama tabii bırakılmış. Şurada biraz durduruyorum. Evet, çekmeye devam. Bakın durdurulmuş bir kazı daha. Bir koku var ama kokunun bakın kazılmaya başlanmış ama durmuş. Aynı şekilde burası da öyle. Onlar hızlı yürüyor. Bakın. Çok değişik bir koku var. Yani tarifini yapmak imkanı yok. Onlar çok hızlı. Ama harika bir oksijen var burada.
Voda, plava, samo. A vidi se, svjetlo na dole. Čučan moraš pravo, ne samo da uviš čučan. Ja mislim da tamo ima svjetlo. Ima. Da. Ima. Zadovo te vaše da te
Ne oldu? Halen kazılar devam ediyor. Gördüğünüz gibi burası daha devam edecek, kazılacak. Ama tabii ne zaman bunu bilemem. 2011'de durdurulmuş. Merhaba. Evet. Şimdi grubu bulalım.
Ne možemo meditirati bez kafe.
muziku, kafu, pivo. A čudno da nemamo, interesantno da nemamo pritisak u ušima.
A nisi ti toliko duboko, samo si, mislim, nisi nisko. Samo si duboko, na istom nivoju. Ne spuštaj se.
Ali je brzo izgleda.
To, a ne veze. Umno. Ti trebaš visinski i nižinski sve. Spuštati se. A mi smo na nulu, mi smo na prizemu. Mislim da ne. Kako se bojiš prostora.
Ja sam tako očela prvi put.
A,
Bilo mi malo čudan osjećaj. Zatvoreno, aha. Ja sam čekala da izađem. Poslije sam se navikla.
But in this chamber, I'm gonna ask you just to be here closer to me. Really huge groups of the children, and they can fit here completely with all parts. And I have more private chamber where I can talk actually about the analysis. So I showed you small pond. We have two huge tunnels filled with water, 200 meters long, 154 meters long. They were dig so water can accumulate inside. They have precisely made floor, edges of 90 degrees on both sides, water cannot claying the floor. Clay is waterproof material, so it's keeping the water as it is. Not coming from rain, snow, flood rivers, it comes from underground water flow, working as combined tunnels, sharing the water equally. We of course did 3 analysis, but that I'm gonna explain you the next chamber because there I also have certificates there. I can also talk more about the water and how to use it. We're gonna continue here so we can sit so we take a stop.
Mi ćuvamo. Ja smatram da budete ti. Nije u redu da ljude ometamo. Evo sjedite sada se poredate opet na klupe. Neće ne sjedi. Onda samo budu ti. So welcome to the cozy chamber. So it's
easier for us to sit and fit here because I don't have 20 of you behind me, so we can actually talk here more about the water. So first analysis that we decided to do was actually chemical and microbiological test. We're doing that every year now here in Zanica, nearby city to us, and we have actually inside the tunnel drinkable water. There is no any viruses, bacteria, microorganisms, no any fungi, algae, animals inside, and pH value is 7.5, which is completely safe for us for drinking. And they said to us the reason for that are negative ions, looking at filters, cleaning us from inside, but also cleaning the water constantly. We also decided to do an experiment, so we sent lots of liters of tunnel water to Slovenia Bio Institute. They did an experiment in nursing home. So a group of older people drank tunnel water for 14 days. Other group of people drank water they used to drink. They didn't know that anything was changing because of placebo effect, and they didn't test before and after, so they can compare the results. People who were drinking tunnel water, they had the same health improvements as people that are coming here to meditate, to walk around. They had stabilized sugar in blood, better blood pressure, and also they had optimum level of leukocytes. So when we're getting older, leukocytes are getting lower, immune system gets weaker, bone muscles. But here people starting getting better because they were drinking tunnel water. So we also have the certificate from Slovenia that water is energetically alive. It can affect you as being inside the tunnels. We didn't know what that means, of course, so we contacted Dr. Masaru Emoto for the third analysis. Dr. Masaru Emoto was a Japanese scientist. He proved to the whole world that the waters are alive. We can communicate with them. They can understand emotion. They can even get information. Water has a memory. Of course, you don't have to speak Japanese language to do that. Water reacts to emotion in the voice, to vibration in the voice. He did lots of amazing experiments. He wrote fantastic books about them. Now they're filming documentary films about him, but I'm going to explain you one of the many experiments. He poured 2 glasses of water in Japan, put them in 2 rooms, and affected them with positive and negative energy. Positive energy was actually talking to water gently words of love, meditating and praying. Negative energy was actually yelling at water words of hate, cursing, and something like that. He affected water for a couple of days, and then he froze that water and watched under electronic microscope molecules of water. And it showed completely different crystal structures. So negative energy, high frequencies broke the structure. Water is now energetically dead. So that's the reason it's looking completely broken under microscope. When you're drinking energetically dead water, that doesn't mean it's actually bad for us. It's polluted, nothing like that. It's neutral for us. It's not giving anything to us. So that's the reason it's actually energetically dead. But positive energy made water stronger, energetically alive. She formed herself in a strong shape and showed hexagonal shape of the crystal. When you drink this kind of water, it gives something to you because we are water. 75% of our bodies are water. So it's actually good for us to have some energy inside of us. This is also the reason why it's actually so good to talk to the plants and flowers. Lots of people are singing to plants, talking to them, affecting them with their love, and those plants are getting better, living longer, something is happening positive to them. So that's again water. Plants, humans, and animals are actually made out of water most percentage, so that's how we communicate to each other. This explains why we sent to that man 2 liters of water, tunnel 1 and city tap 1. So we have drinkable water, city tap, we have drinkable water inside the tunnels, but molecules are not looking the same. We're not yelling at city tap water, of course, it's touching pipes and chlorine we have to put inside. So it's drinkable, but it's not giving us anything. It's only passing through body with neutral effect. Tunnel water showed hexagonal shape of the crystal because it is affected by the tunnels. Here it's isolated from everything outside. We don't have seasons here, so we don't know inside the tunnels if it's summertime, wintertime, anytime outside. Always the same temperature, everything is looking the same, and energy is equally spread. It's everywhere. It's also here as near the blocks and also in all parts of the labyrinth. So that's the reason why it's connected to the tunnels and why it's collecting all the energy and remembers it inside. And that's the reason why I showed you those posters only those pictures only on the posters. Unfortunately, we had to protect those bigger water tunnels. People are sitting on the ceramics, they're walking on them, they're trying to write their names on the ceramic blocks. Those are artifacts. So they're also trying to do those also things inside the water, as to swim inside, wash feet, grab it with helmets or something like that. We cannot let them. It's static, it's standing, so we have to keep it clean. It's possible for you to try the water, of course, but only way is actually by buying it. We don't have any financial support from nobody, actually. So we are financing ourselves by actually selling tickets that you bought and selling souvenirs. water is a souvenir, so it's a bottle of 250 milliliters. We're using dark glass because there's an expiration date, such as plastic bottles and metal bottles, and also dark to protect the water from UV waves. It's a small bottle, so you can drink it right away, of course, but you can mix it. So we got that advice from Japan, and we're saying that to everybody. 1 lid of tunnel water, which is 10 milliliters, is enough to change whole liter of regular water. You just have to keep using dark glass bottle from 1 liter, green, blue, black, brown, any dark glass. And that process actually lasts 6 hours. So you pour 1 lid to whole liter, leave them 6 hours so they can change molecular structure, and you can make 25 liters of tunnel water like that. So we know how to do it because scientists from Japan actually said how to actually mix it. So that's the reason we are saying to everybody so they can have more tunnel water. Only one official souvenir shop that sells that water, books of Dr. Sam Osmanagic. Authentic souvenirs made out of the tunnels is actually yellow color one in front of the tunnels on the right side. So that's the only official one that we have. This was the last stop. I also want to say thank you because today you bought your tickets and that means you donate your part of your money for us. So thank you for doing that. I really hope that you will also visit the park. Park is free, it's beautiful, 100,000 square meters. Lots of interesting, of course, installations, labyrinths underground. We built them, of course, nothing was found there. But everything is explained in the park. You don't have to have a guided tour because we put billboards and everything says in English and also in Bosnian language, so it's possible to read something about them. Park is down the stairs, near the toilet, maybe 2-minute walk from the entrance of the labyrinth. So it's not that far away, so you can choose how many hours or minutes you want to be inside. Because this was the last stop and because you're a small group, if you have time you can stay behind me. You don't have to exit now with me. You can walk a little bit, you can meditate, you can explore if you want. Just follow the signs everywhere. So on every crossroad we have exit signs. So in this chamber we don't, but we have it here and we have it here because it's a crossroad. So just follow the signs. Try to avoid these places that I showed you today because it's crowded all the time. But we have those beautiful, deeper, faraway chambers, completely safe. We have lights, we have everything. So you can actually be for a little bit, so you can collect all the positive energy and of course to bring all the negative ions. But if anybody wants to exit now, I'm gonna exit now, so you can of course come with me. But if you don't want to do that, you can of course choose anywhere that you want to go. Here, if you turn left, you're gonna find also meditation route number 2. It starts there, so it's really long one, lots of places to be inside to meditate. So you can explore if you want to do that. Thank you once more.
Thank you very much.
Mi ostajemo malo.
Pa da, možemo.
Ne izlazimo. Možemo i malo lijevo.
Islak. Bildiğiniz ıslak su. Harika. Burada dinleneceğim. Sonra da çıkarım. Çünkü turla yürümek yani normal yürümekten daha zor. Çok hızlı yürüyorlar. Burası meditasyon yeri. Tek başıma geziyorum. Ne yapayım? Buraya gelmişken anın keyfini çıkartmak daha güzel. Tabii bana bakarsanız vallahi kaskı mask zaten 1.50 boyum var. Hiçbir yere yetmiyor. Hepsi 2 metre adamlar. Alp Bozoflu. Takip etmeye devam edin. Daha neler göreceksiniz benden. Nefes almam bile değişti. Ya ilk girişim bu. Yani böyle bu kadar rahat nefes alacağımı hiç düşünmediydim. Buraya çağıran her neyse beni doğru söylemiş. Bir de suyu diyorlar ama onu daha bulamadım. Daha doğrusu İngilizcem çok olmadığı için gezdim. Onlarla gezince tabii daha çabuk ulaşıyorsun bazı şeylere. Bilmeden gezdik işte. Onlar İngilizce, ben Tarzanca konuşuyorum. Ne yazık ki yapacak bir şey yok. Dil olmayınca ama yine de buluyorum her şeyi. Bir şekilde hallediyorum. Translate yapıyorum. Ya illa dil olması gerekmiyor bir şeyler için. Ben buraya trenle geldim. Millet taksi tutup da geliyor. Yani öyle düşünün. Treni bulduktan sonra gerisi hikaye. Sarayova'dan trenle geldim. Trenler o kadar eski ki yani çok eziyet çekmişler. Çok. Ama şu anda çok iyiler. Hatta paraları ne yazık ki Türk lirasından çok değerli. Onu da üzülmemek elde değil. Yapacak da bir şey yok. Bir tur 20 km. Ben verdim 20 km. Çünkü bilmediğim bir yer mecburen. Onlarla birlikte gezince daha farklı şeyler oluyor. En azından doğru yerlere götürüyorlar en başta. Şimdi o taşların oraya yine gideceğim. Kendi meditasyonumu kendim yapacağım. Enerjiyi içime alacağım. O kadar mutluyum ki hani ağlamak geliyor içimden. Ama ağlamayacağım. Buraya gelmek için çok bana yardım edenlere de çok teşekkür ederim. Çok zorluk çektim. Önce ailem, sonra akrabalarıma, bütün dostlarıma çok teşekkür ederim. Beni izlemeye devam edin. Ben çok acemiyim ama tabii ki acemilik biraz daha kendimi geliştirmeye özen göstereceğim. Ben normalde çok konuşurum. O yüzden sonra tekrar görüşmek üzere diyorum. Biraz anın keyfini çıkarayım. En büyük mermenin yanındayım. Kolumu, elimi dokundurduğum anda çok değişik hislere kapılıyorum. Şöyle yapmam bile beni rahatlatıyor. O kadar söyleyeyim. Bakın. Acayip bir rahatlama geliyor. Vücudumda sanki böyle yani bunu buraya gelince anlayacaksınız. Çok acayip. Ya bu inanmakla alakalı. Ben inanıyorum. İnandığım için de bana çok değişik geliyor. Böyle bir rahatlatıyor böyle. Oh. Oh. Ben bunu çoğu arkadaşıma anlatmıştım. 4 gece üst üste tam bu noktada. Şimdi tek geziyorum bakın hiç yanımda kimse yok. Yani nasıl söyleyeyim? 4 gece rüyamda bu taşı hiç görmedim. YouTube'a da hiç bakmamıştım. Sonradan baktım ve buraya gelmeye karar verdim. Tam 4 gece rüyama insan değil bunlar. Yani farklı bir canlı. Buraya geleceksin. Burası senin hastalıklarına, senin ciğer sorunlarına çok iyi gelecek dediler. Şu anda gerçekten o kadar iyiyim ki ya bunu anlatmak çok zor. Ya bunu bilmiyorum o canlılar neydi? Yani burada yani nasıl söyleyeyim? Bilemiyorum. O kadar değişik bir şu anda duygulardayım ki yani sürekli ağlama geliyor. Bilmiyorum yani çok mutluyum burada olduğuma. Bosna çok güzel. Burası çok güzel. Her şey çok güzel. Tahmin edemeyeceğim kadar hızlı ve kolay geldim. Hiç bilmediğim bir yere. ve dilini bilmiyorum en başta. Hiçbir şey bilmiyorum. Ne İngilizcem var, ne Boşnakçam var. Yani bilemediğim bir dil ama her şey tıkır tıkır işliyor. Yani bilemiyorum. Buraya gelip burayı görmenizi isterim. Beni takip edin. Bana yardım edin bu konuda. Çünkü takipçim şu anda çok az. Umarım siz de takip edersiniz. Beğeniye tıklarsınız. Bunu herkese yayarsınız. Buraya gelip şifasını bulmalarını isterim. Kesinlikle isterim. Yani bilmiyorum. Gelin ve tadın bu duyguyu. Bu hissiyatı içinize alın. Ama inanmıyorsanız da gelmeyin. Son söyleyeceğim bu.